Hello, everyone. My name is Stephanie Reardon. I am the Director of Patient Programs with the Every Life Foundation for Rare Diseases. I'm so excited to welcome you today to our Rare Is Scholarship application video guidance. The Rare Is Scholarship Fund is open now through April 22nd at 2 p.m. Eastern. You can learn more about the scholarship at everylifefoundation.org/rare-scholarship. And I will show you that website in just a second. But before I dive in, I also want to take a moment to thank our friends at Amgen for making the scholarship possible. With their support, we will be able to provide 88 scholarships valued at $5,000 each this year. If you are ready to apply for the Rare Is Scholarship, you are in the right place. Today, I'm going to walk you step by step on how to apply for the scholarship. In addition, I will also share some information that is found on our website on how to apply and some of the qualifications. So we're going to start with just that. Looking at our website at, again, everylifefoundation.org/rare-scholarship. At the beginning of the page, you can see an information section on clicking here to apply. But if you scroll down, there's more resources that are available. We have a marketing toolkit primarily for different organizations that would like to share this opportunity with their community. And further down, there are some toggles that you can click to see who can apply, how you can apply, what types of classes you can take, how many people are receiving the scholarship, how are scholarship recipients selected, can international students apply, when will I be notified, FAQs about reapplying, what are important deadlines, and questions. If you have questions about the Rare Is Scholarship that are not answered on this website, you are more than welcome to reach out to me at any time. My email is sreardon@everylifefoundation.org. It should also be on your screen right now and is available on our website. Again, that is sreardon@everylifefoundation.org. If you have any questions that are directly related to the application software itself, or any of the finances being dispersed, once you are selected, if you are selected as a scholarship recipient, your best contact would be Scholarship America, who can be reached at rareis@scholarshipamerica.org or directly on the phone at 507-931-0799. So now we're going to get into the fun part, actually applying to the scholarship. If I scroll back up to the top of the page, again, where that big orange button is, where it says click here to apply, that is going to take me to the application itself. The application is hosted on Scholarship America. This is a company that we are working directly with to be able to really utilize the application process and the financial aspect of making sure that our recipients get their financial scholarships. Similar to our website, the landing page at Scholarship America has a bunch of information about the website, about the scholarship as well, such as eligibility, awards, and required documentation. I do recommend taking a moment to read through eligibility, awards, and required documentation as well, especially before you get started in applying for the application, as there are different required documents that you'll need to upload for this scholarship that you may not need for other scholarships. Primarily, that is number one, your most recent transcript of your grades. This can be unofficial or online transcripts. It has to have your name, or the student name, the school name, the grades and credit hours for each course, and the term in which it was taken. Most importantly, we do need your diagnosis verification form that's available in both English and Spanish. That form must be completed by a physician and uploaded to your application. And I'm pulling up what that form looks like here. So essentially, this form is basically verifying, yes, the applicant does have a rare disease or they are undiagnosed, but they are under treatment and management of myself as the doctor. Many times people will reach out to us and say, I don't know who to get this form signed by. I will say that a lot of our students have had luck reaching directly out to their primary care physician, who can just verify that that is a diagnosis that you have in your portal. Going back to the application itself, if anybody needs any resources in Spanish, there is a link here to view all of the options in Spanish as well. To get started, you'll scroll down to the bottom of the page. To apply now, it is going to ask you to sign in, or if it's your first time here, it will ask you to create an account. If you have applied for any scholarship using Scholarship America in the past, you'll use that sign in. That even includes any past recipients. If it's your first time applying for a scholarship through Scholarship America, you'll want to make a new account as a student. Scholarship America is an excellent program because it shows you scholarships that you may be matched with that you might not know about. So you'll see that you'll match with the Rare Is Scholarship Fund, but you may also match with some others. So to walk you through, I'm going to click I am a student. And for purposes of this video and for privacy, I am going to just be making up information. If it happens to be related to a person that you know, that's just by coincidence. So for username, I'm going to make Stephanie Reardon. And make sure that your email address that you use is connected to an email address that you have access to, because you will have to verify that you are a user. So as you can see here, it says your account has been created. You can log on to the website, check your email for the notification. I'm going to pause sharing my screen for just a second so I can get that verified. Okay. I just verified my new account that I just made, and that was simply by clicking an email that I got from that email address I put in. And so now Scholarship America is asking me to fill out my profile of my personal information. This personal information will cover any application that you use for Scholarship America. If you've used the Common App to apply for colleges, it's very similar to that. It just pulls that same information. So date of birth, and again, just making up numbers. Country, we do require anybody who is applying for the Rare Is Scholarship to be a resident of the United States. So you'll want to make sure United States is selected. Oh, and a quick check. It looks like I formatted that incorrectly. So let me add those dashes. Gender, so this is marked as required on the application, and that is simply because we use this for demographic information. It's really important to us that our scholarship and any of the programs that we run match the demographics of the rare disease population. So you can choose male, female, or do not wish to report. For race and ethnicity, similar, this is required for demographic purposes, for statistical purposes, but will not impact your application. And then this is a unique dropdown. Select one or more options that may apply for you. So this shows unique circumstances. This doesn't necessarily directly impact the Rare Is Scholarship Fund, but this may show that you would be eligible for other scholarships, or is something that Scholarship America can be mindful of as they're processing your scholarship. So typically this would mean if you have any kind of government financial assistance. I am going to say none of these apply. Your profile information, so you'll want to use your current grade level. If you are participating in graduate program, master's, PhD, you'll select grad students. If you are currently in high school, again, the scholarship is able to be given to anybody 17 or older. It's okay to say high school senior to be able to verify that. If you are taking an accredited class that doesn't necessarily fall into one of them, that's okay. You can click secondary student. Your cumulative GPA on a 4.0 scale, if you are taking a class and you graduated a long time ago, use your best guess on your GPA. There is a conversion chart that's also available if you went to a institution or school that had a percentage rather than a 4.0 GPA scale. So I think I'm going to enter what I had in college. I don't remember. Post-secondary school that you wish to attend. Let's say that I'm using this to go to grad school. What year did I complete secondary school or high school? And my field of study. Am I a first generation college student? So that means at least one of my parents or guardians has completed a 4-year college degree or higher or not. If they have completed a 4-year degree or higher, that means you would not be a first generation college student. If you are a first generation college student, that would mean that you are the first student of your family to be able to go through a 4-year college degree. Your upcoming academic year. Again, if you're using this for a accredited program, feel free to click graduate or professional level. And then you'll click Save My Profile. From there, Scholarship America will take you to the scholarship section of their website, and you can bounce back between all the different pages using this dashboard at the top. So previously, we just filled out this profile section. If you need to go back and change anything, that's where you'll do it. Your scholarship matches will be shown on this scholarship page. If you don't see the Rare Is Scholarship Fund right away, refresh the page. It could take a few minutes. If you do not see it, it could be that something's entered incorrectly on your profile, or reach out to Scholarship America at rareis@scholarshipamerica.org. And so you can see the Rare Is Scholarship Fund is listed at the top, but I also have a really cool opportunity to apply to all these other scholarships. So I am going to click on the Rare Is Scholarship Fund. I'm going to click Learn More for now. And again, that takes me to that landing page that tells me all about the scholarship, the awards, and required documents. Once you're ready to begin, you'll click that bar at the bottom to begin. It'll ask you again to fill out your profile to verify everything. We'll go to that scholarships page. You can see here, it's still an option. I didn't officially start the application because I just clicked on Learn More. But if I am starting an application, any open applications with Scholarship America will be shown on your dashboard. I haven't started any applications yet, so that's why I can't click on it, but I'll show you in just a second. So I'm going to click Apply Now. And this will take you directly into the application. So as you can see, the application is 3 different parts: the application itself, those documents that we mentioned already, and then reviewing the full application. So to start with the application, are you a US resident? And a reminder, this is a requirement for the application. Diagnosed rare disease name, please spell out the full disease name and do not include any acronyms. This helps us verify what the disease name is. Under diagnosed rare disease type, you will find the one that affects you most or sounds most like yours. Scroll down briefly so you can see all the different options. One thing that's really nice and interesting, if you do not have a diagnosis and have been working to get a diagnosis, if you are undiagnosed, simply select undiagnosed in this diagnosed disease type. And up here, when you type diagnosed rare disease name, you will simply type undiagnosed. For now, I'm just going to change that to other. Parent and caregiver information, if applicable, you'll want to put this in, especially for any of our minors that are applying for this. High school information, if you have that available, you'll want to enter that as well. So you'll enter your high school's name, city, state, graduation year, how many people graduated in your class. If you took the SAT, what was your SAT evidence-based reading and writing score? What was your SAT math score? And similarly, if you took the ACT composite score, what is that SAT? What is that score? And then just fill that in. Great. Post-secondary information. So this is any of your schools that you have attended after high school. You can find your school very easily by using these drop downs at the top. So for example, I went to college in Pennsylvania, so I will select Pennsylvania and I'll type in my college name and it should pop up right away. If your school is not listed, simply click school not listed and follow those prompts. Select the type of school. So mine was a 4-year college or university. The year of the program, for purposes of this, I'll say that I am a graduate student. How will you be enrolled? Will you be enrolled full-time, part-time, or just taking a single class? Any of those do qualify for the scholarship. So if you are only taking a single class, that is absolutely fine. And what year are you expected to complete your courses? 2026. Your degree sought, so you can say your bachelor's, associate's, certificate, or other. So if you're going to get your PhD, you'll select other. Same with your master's, your major or course of study. And then again, you have a self-declared GPA. This transfers over from that profile that we filled out in the beginning. If you need to edit it at all, you're welcome to do so here, and you'll select that GPA type, whether that's coming from your high school or college. Your work experience. We ask for your work experience over the past 4 years, whether that is food service, yard work, babysitting, office work, and any dates of employment. If you have done any nonprofit volunteer work or advocacy work, we'll include that in the next section. For your employer, you will put the employer and or the position. So say I worked at my neighborhood grocery store from January 2020, and I still work there. And the number of hours that I work per week, say 5 to 15. If you've worked more than one job over your past 4 years, you'll click add another until you get to your 4-year mark. Once that section is complete, scroll down to awards, activities, and honors. So this is where you'll put in that volunteer, any unpaid experience during the past 4 years as well. So this could be student government, sports, music, volunteering at your local hospital, any advocacy efforts that you've done for the rare disease community. And for each year, for each activity, you'll want to make sure that you indicate the academic years that you were participating in it, what leadership positions and offices you held, and any awards and receives that you any awards and honors that you received related to that. If you participated or volunteered just in the summer, you'll mark the academic year for the following summer of the participation. So I am going to say, for the purposes of this, that I am a rare disease legislative advocate, and that I have done this year. My leadership position, I am just a volunteer advocate. Actually, that's asking for a leadership position. So I didn't have a leadership position with that. So I'm going to take that out, leave that blank. If I had any additional roles within that activity, so if I served on any committees, you would want to enter that there. Don't hesitate to enter as much information here as possible. It really helps us get a full picture of you as the student. So additional role. Let's say any awards or honors that you would like. So if you are an active advocate with us and have received the Rare Voice Award, you'll want to enter that here as well, and the year that you received them. If you have additional experience, leadership experience, volunteer experience, you'll want to click add another again until you get to your 4-year mark. Financial information. If a parent or guardian claims you as a dependent on their taxes, or you claim somebody as if you are not an independent on your taxes, you'll want to enter the parent or guardian information in this. If you are independent, when you do your taxes, you file your taxes independently, then you will include your own finances in this. There is financial information instructions detailed for this that is linked right here. I'm not going to go through that in detail, but if there are more financial data things that you need to put in, especially if parents cannot submit this jointly on an electronic application, there is a PDF that you could download as well and upload that to the documents. So dependency status, again, I am filing my own federal returns. I'm not claimed as a dependent, so I will be doing my own. My state of residence is Maryland. And again, I am typing a random number in here. Federal taxes paid, the same thing, just a random number in here. My total income for the parent or applicant. Had too many zeros there. If there are other parents or guardians, you can enter their income here. Any untaxed income or benefits like Social Security, welfare, child support, government support will be entered here. If none applies, then you'll type 0. Medical and dental expenses not paid by your insurance. So make sure that you calculate this, that we are able to see if there is a financial need here. Any amount of cash, checking, savings, or cash values of stocks you'll enter here. Again, I'm just entering a random number. And the number of family members living in the household and primarily supported under the above reported income would be myself if I don't have any other dependents. If I filed jointly, if you're married, then you will mark as married. And again, the number of family members attending college at least half the time during the upcoming school year, including the applicant. So if it's just me attending college for everybody who lives in my household, I'll just enter 1. I do recommend taking as much time as possible to properly fill out this information to make sure all those numbers are correct. Don't follow what I just did and enter random numbers or guess. You want to make sure that this is as accurate as possible. You can save your answers, which I'm going to do right now. Let's say I want to come back and check later. I'll be able to see my application in process on the dashboard page. I'll go back into that. It'll take you back to the very beginning, so you can start from the very top. And the essay. So this is where you get to actually have a little fun and creativity in the application process. So the essay question changes each and every year, and the character word is 2,000 characters. There is a word count in here, but you can also use Microsoft Word or a word count program on your computer to get help with this. The essay question of the year is reflect on a time in your rare disease journey where you intentionally practice resilience. Again, you'll want to use those 2,000 characters to really be able to reflect yourself and your journey. My biggest suggestion for this, Use this space to really be able to show who you are that we're not seeing in the rest of your application, like your leadership experience, volunteer experience, jobs, schooling. So what's an experience or what's a time where you intentionally practiced resilience? I'm going to say TBD just so we can get this going. And then certification. This is certifying that, yes, I am the one completing this. I'm submitting everything correctly. I also am making a disclaimer that the EveryLife Foundation for Rare Diseases and Amgen do not have a say in who these scholarship recipients are. That is solely the responsibility of Scholarship America. They select the recipients based on the criteria by the guidelines, and that's really taking in consideration each and every aspect of the scholarship application. Any of your data and personal information that's entered in here is in compliance with Scholarship America's privacy policies. The collected data is only shared directly with myself. Where applicable, I don't see any financial information. That all stays with Scholarship America. The information that I get are demographics, colleges, what you're studying, and contact information for our recipients. If you have any questions about the privacy policy, you're welcome to reach out to myself or Scholarship America. You'll want to read this fully to make sure that you understand their privacy policy completely. Verify that you meet eligibility requirements. If you are not sure if you qualify for the application, if you're not sure if your disease is considered rare, you're welcome to reach out beforehand and ask before you submit the application. That's absolutely no problem. By typing your name, that counts as your signature. So I'm going to say, yes, I consent to share my information and rare diseases with the sponsor. That would be shared with myself. So essentially what that means, after the scholarship program runs, after our recipients are selected, that information comes to me, and I actually set up individual congratulatory meetings with scholarship recipients to introduce EveryLife for them and learn a little bit more about what your experience has been in the rare disease community, and if there's any advocacy opportunities and ways that we can support you. You'll want to put your applicant signature, date, and if you are applying as a minor or have a parent or guardian helping with you, you are going to want to make sure that they sign as well. Then you'll click Save Answers. As we saw before, if you have sections that are not completed, you will get an error at the top. So you can see I didn't enter the student signature or the student signature date. So I'll want to scroll down and find that section to complete it. I'm not going to submit it because I don't want this to be an actual application that is in the running. But for purposes of this, I am going to go to the documents section. So let's say I just signed and agreed. Now it's going to take me to the documents section as part of my submission. Again, I know I mentioned this earlier, but you will have to upload a complete current transcript of your grades. That includes your most recent completed term, whether that was high school, college, your GED. Grade reports are not accepted. Unofficial or official transcripts must display the student name, the school name, grades, credit hours for each course. If you graduated a long time ago and are not sure how to find your transcripts, I recommend reaching out to your institution directly. Usually the registrar's office has access to it, or you can sometimes get it off of the website from your college or institution. You'll also want to upload that diagnosis verification form that must be completed by a physician into your application. There are no exceptions to this because this is our way of verifying who is indeed qualified for the Rare Is Scholarship. And if you needed that financial data form that we mentioned before for any other financial information, you would upload this here as well. To add any documentation, you'll include document type. So let's say I'm uploading my transcript first. I'll say college transcript. And then you'll click choose file. That'll open up your file explorer and you'll be able to click something that is on your computer. When you are ready to upload your diagnosis verification form, you'll select other for that. And in the description, you'll type in diagnosis verification form. Same thing, you'll choose a file and then click Add Document. Once any of your documents have properly been uploaded, they will appear down here that they have been uploaded. And again, you are required to submit just 2 documents with this. There's no letters of recommendation that are required. Once you get to this page, and again, I'm not uploading any documents for the sake of this not wanting to count as an application, it will take you to the review page. Any errors that show up will pop up at the top so you can see if there's anything you need to go back and fix. I recommend thoroughly checking this because after you click submit, you will not be able to go back and make any changes. And if you want to finish the application today, maybe go back tomorrow with a fresh set of eyes and make sure that you don't miss anything, I definitely recommend that. If you do realize that you forgot to add something to your application, please don't worry. You're welcome to reach out to myself or that there is at scholarshipamerica.org, and they can add that information on the back end. So again, just reviewing all my sections. In theory, I would make sure that application signature is on here and there would be a submit button at the bottom. Well, my friends, that is our scholarship application. If you have any questions at any time for the scholarship application, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Again, my email is sreardon@everylifefoundation.org, and I'm always happy to help. I cannot wait to see who our 88 scholarship recipients are for the year and get to know you more. Congratulations to each and every one of you for pursuing education of any sorts and continuing your education, and know that the Every Life Foundation for Rare Diseases supports you. If getting involved in advocacy is ever something that you're interested in, please reach out directly to me. We have programs for young adults. We have programs for weekly events that take place once a year, and sometimes we visit your state to advocate in your state. Have a wonderful rest of your day.